Hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Getting Through the Backlog. Today's game in question, Dusk, a game that released late 2018 that's a homage to the 90s FPS shooters of old. Your games like Doom, Shadow Warrior Classic, and Duke Nukem. So does Dusk live up to the games it's trying to pay homage or tribute to? I think it honestly surpasses some of them, as you play as this treasure hunter guy who kind of gets wrapped up into this weird cult-like activities with the strange deity kind of talking to you throughout the game and manipulating you, it seems like. But it's up to you to figure out the secrets of the world and get to the bottom of everything and hopefully grab your treasure and get out of there. The game doesn't offer much story. There's a couple lines of dialogue at the beginning of a new episode you start, couple things thrown out when the deity speaks to you as you're moving throughout the game, and a wall of text at the end with the epilogue. Again, it's nothing crazy, there's no large cutscenes for the most part, it's very grounded all things considered, and honestly I like that simplistic aspect to it. It really lets your imagination run wild, and a lot of it can be left up to your own personal interpretation, and things are pretty open-ended, allowing you to just go crazy. But let's be honest, when it comes to games like this, you're really not pulling up for the story, and even though it's pretty good here, we're really here for the gameplay. And does Dusk deliver? Most definitely. The gameplay in Dusk is really satisfying. Every single weapon in this game is just a blast to use. On top of the very nice level design, being explorative, having you search all around every nook and cranny, finding secrets that give you stashes of ammo, new power-ups to try out, and the list goes on and on with the amount of features and things they throw into the game. It always feels varied and never gets old. Not one place feels the same in this game, even when sometimes you do often backtrack. The most satisfying part of the game is most definitely the combat. Combat is very good. The enemies range from your typical marine style soldier grunts, your generic cultists that shoot their small ball projectiles similar to the imps in Doom, and then your harder, tougher enemies like the Wilshmirs, I believe they're called, these white, weird deer creatures that are absolutely terrifying and are invisible until shot at. You heard me right. It gets nerve-wracking hearing these things sneak up on you, and the little audio cue that plays is jump scare inducing. The enemy variety is robust. You have your sniper type of enemies, your imp-like enemies as we mentioned earlier, your brawler types that chase you down, and of course your generic grunts. Couple this with some of the most satisfying gunplay I've played in quite some time, robust open-ended level arenas, and you have some of the best gunplay, let alone some of the best gameplay I've played in a first-person shooter in quite some time. There's something really satisfying about jumping off of jump pads at a right angle to hit a perfect sniper shot as you take down two cultists, dashing in with a crouch slide and super shotgunning a couple bad guys away into bloody gibby chunks. This game just oozes creativity, and that's something that's been kind of missing from FPSs recently, and this one definitely scratches that itch. Whether you want to take up a perch and snipe away at a long distance because you're low on health with your hunting rifle, taking down 2 to 3 cultists with 1 bullet, making sure you count every single bullet and make it count, or you want to go completely crazy, and the game even supplements this with the wall cling power up as you perfectly hit a jump pad, grab the wall cling power up, maneuver from wall to wall like your gosh darn Spider-Man, using your super shotgun to blow these bad guys into bloody pieces. There is something so fun about being able to express myself in any way I see fit due to how crazy the level design can get. And most of these episodes do a really good job of letting you just go absolutely wild. On top of that, the weapons do a pretty good job of that too. You have your standard pistols, machine guns, shotguns, and even, yes, your super shotgun, but there's also a lot of really cool creative ones like the crossbow that isn't your typical crossbow. No, this thing can pin like 2 to 3 enemies in one single bolt, and as a bonus you could shoot the crossbow to keep yourself in the air and float a little bit longer when you're coming from high heights. The hunting rifle is the most satisfying sniper rifle I've used in a game. It feels like a gosh darn railgun as you rip and tear through the cultists. It's just ridiculous how easily it can blast these dudes away. And of course you have the Riveter, your rocket launcher type weapon in the game that reloads extremely fast and borderline breaks the game, it feels like, because of how quickly it can reload and tear through these guys like they're butter. Even the bosses can't stand a chance. There is just a lot of variety to the weapons here, and a lot of variety in the gunplay too. No one encounter will feel the same. Heck, I often found myself reloading saves just to replay encounters because I was having so much fun. And if you can't get enough of the combat and you don't really want to go through the exploration stuff, there's an endless game mode too that's just wave upon waves of enemies, and it never gets old. I keep trying and trying to see as far as I can go on harder difficulties, but that's what I also have to accommodate the game for. This game is no slouch no matter what difficulty you choose. I really found it to be pretty difficult, which is why you're gonna see the footage be dying a lot. It's a pretty rough game, all things considered, and I do really enjoy how hard the combat encounters can be, and despite you feeling like an absolute unstoppable terror, you still have to plan your shots and actions accordingly, which once again makes the fast-paced combat feel very satisfying. There's only one gripe I really have with the game. It's the boss battles. They're just not that fun to me. It's not that they're bad or not good or anything, they're just kind of generic. It just kind of felt like hide behind the pillar, shoot at them with the riveter or whatever super weapon I have on hand, rinse, repeat, kind of keep it moving. It wasn't anything too difficult, and sometimes they honestly just felt annoying with their giant AoE style of attacks that just go way too far, have way too much of a spread and range, and do a little bit too much damage for my taste. And nothing ridiculous, nothing really hard, and some of them do get kind of creative with the level design, especially towards the end, but overall I just felt like they could have been executed a little bit better. All in all, I really did enjoy my time with Dusk. I thought the level design was very well done, being super explorative, allowing you to check out all these great secrets, labyrinth-like levels that just feel super cool to explore, and most importantly, I thought the art style was actually really well done here. It's got this nice gothic and horror feel to things. It's really, 90s. It really is. It's the best way to put it. Oh, and not to mention that soundtrack. Oh my gosh, the soundtrack is absolutely breathtaking. It's very hard, pumping heavy metal that truly feels like something ripped straight out of Doom 2016, and I can definitely hear and feel some of the inspiration, and it's welcome to my ears is all I'm trying to say. Dusk was a really fun time, and I'm glad I got to go through it on my backlog. I heard the guy that made this game also made another retro FPS title called Medieval, and I can't wait to check it out and see how that goes. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what's up with that. I think it's gonna be a really cool title. I might have to do that one next, or who knows when, but yeah. Overall, Dusk was a really good time, and if you have the chance to pick it up, I highly recommend you do. And that's going to do it for my first episode of Tales from the Backlog. Let me know if you guys are going to go through your backlog too, as we're in this January month. I'm going to cover a lot more backlog games, I know there's going to be a couple things coming out like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and all that, but I feel like I'm just going to wait, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold off, but money's kind of tight and all that. I'm trying to save up for a couple bigger, better games that I'm looking forward to. But overall, yeah, I just want to hear what you guys have to say. Well, what's going on with you guys in terms of your backlog? Are you handling stuff? Let's have a conversation in the comment section below. And again, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day, and peace.